Yeah, hi, my name is Raman. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for eCommerce. I've been in e-commerce for the last 7 years, the last 5 years being with Luxasia and eCommerce, and then 2.5 years before that with Singapore Post in e-commerce logistics. So it's been a really exciting journey. E-commerce has been growing over the last decade or so in Southeast Asia, and glad to be part of that particular journey. So, Leap Commerce, we're working with brands and our brand partners to enable them on the marketplaces, social commerce, and D2C. And we've got a lot of data that we get from the marketplaces and the brands themselves. So, we're creating a data platform where we're marrying both internal and external data to feedback into how we can position the brands better on these platforms and how to delight consumers a lot more. So the data platform, the analytics that we derive on it, and the value added insights that we get is a real innovation that we're looking forward to. I think the important thing to realize in these particular economies, and even though the external world might see it as 570 million consumers in Southeast Asia, Southeast Asia is not one homogeneous region, right? You have differences in language, in culture, in religion, and those differences percolate to the consumers, how they behave and how they shop. So it means that as a brand, as an enabler, you need to really understand these differences between the different markets, the different regulatory landscapes, the different behavior patterns of consumers, and you need to adapt to them really, really well. So in that sense, working in these particular economies requires you to adapt to that particular economy, right? It requires you to have offerings that are tailored towards the consumer of that particular economy. And that's what we've been doing consistently. Our positioning for brands when we work with them across the spectrum in different geographies has been tailored towards that particular geography. There's language customization that we do, there's product assortment customization that we do, there's pricing customization that we do, and this localization and customization by geography is something that has enabled us to succeed across the different countries. So beauty and toys are a particular area that we've been strong in, and we've been blessed with the fact that we've been working with some of the biggest brand names in those particular segments. We see a lot of growth coming from beauty and toys, but we also see a lot of growth that we are seeing from other verticals like FMCG, electronics, and niche fashion. We're starting to work with players in those particular verticals as well. I totally agree with that statement. Social commerce is definitely not going away. If anything, it'll be accelerating over the next couple of years. Content and content to commerce is only going to rise, and we've seen that firstly with Facebook, then Instagram, and then TikTok, that a lot more consumers are consuming content at an unparalleled pace. E-commerce has been a separate stream till now, but we see them converging together. So the rise of shoppable commerce or content to commerce is a big focus area for us. We've been partnering with startups who have been enabling social commerce on, say, an Instagram or a WhatsApp, and doing shoppable commerce on these platforms. We're also partnering with TikTok, and we see the rise of TikTok Shop, especially in Indonesia and Malaysia to start off with, and then probably the rest of Southeast Asia. So marketplaces are a very interesting place because marketplaces have built themselves up in scale, and consumers know that this is the shopping destination. However, not all marketplaces are the same. I think brands need to realize, and that's what we focus on, is that each marketplace has a different audience. They come for a different purpose, and therefore the offering for a brand on a particular marketplace needs to be nuanced and differentiated by platform that they are on. For example, you've got the quick commerce platforms that offer, say, 2-hour deliveries, right? Over there, the kind of consumers that come for a brand will be very different from what you see on a regular e-commerce platform, if I can call them that. So a brand might position products which are at full price, right, on the quick commerce platforms, because consumers over there want instantaneous purchases and they're shopping for a different reason, versus on an e-commerce platform like a Lazada or a Shopee, where consumers by now understand that there are mega campaigns. They wait for those discounts to come during those mega campaign days, and then you focus or tailor your offering towards those campaigns. So it's very different behavior on different platforms, and brands need to nuance their offering by the marketplaces, by the campaigns, by the seasons, and really need to have a holistic sort of approach towards them. 590 million consumers, out of them 80% are already online, and out of these 80% consumers, 90% from this particular segment have purchased at least once over the last year. That means that the digitally native consumers in Southeast Asia has only increased. That has been facilitated by the pandemic. So you've seen a lot of online commerce happening over the pandemic. And over the next 5 years, I don't see that going down. If anything, that will be increasing. So there will be a lot more focus for consumers who've now gone onto these platforms to discover what they like and what they dislike about these platforms, and that's where there will be personalization capabilities coming in. There will be those niches that will be developing, because in, say, Southeast Asia, you've got a proliferation of horizontal marketplaces. You don't have that many vertical marketplaces. I see vertical marketplaces growing very, very strongly, as can be observed in, say, the US, where you've had a lot of apparel vertical marketplaces come up over the last 3-4 years. So that's going to be a big trend. A big trend will be digital enablers around. So a lot of the payment infrastructure providers or the logistics infrastructure providers who've started to set foot and accelerate their offerings. I see that accelerating over the next 5 years. So it's a really exciting time over the next 5 years for Southeast Asia. So at Leap Commerce, we are an e-commerce enabler or an e-commerce accelerator. We work very, very closely with brands to discover what the brand equity is and how to position it on the marketplaces, on social commerce platforms and D2C platforms to the consumer, so that we give the right messaging to the consumer, the right offering to the consumer, and tailor our solution accordingly. One thing that we focus on is getting the fundamentals right. So we do all the boring stuff at the back end, and I don't like that word, but that's how the market calls it, the front end and the back end. We do all the boring stuff at the back end really well. That includes demand planning, warehousing, getting your performance marketing infrastructure correct. And we've got teams which are dedicated towards making sure that they've got capabilities been built in over there. That enables us to do right by the brand. That enables us to be profitable. That enables the brands to be profitable. And I think that's very, very important for us to tailor the offerings to the brands and deliver the right offering to the consumer then.